Good morning, trespassers. Today, I bring you to this large, untouched, no graffiti, abandoned mansion with power. It's fall, it's the last hot day of the year, so we're gonna take advantage of the unoccupied space and check it out. Beautiful 3-car garage right next to the OG styled colonial house. Very historic, very original. Really isn't even in that bad of condition anyways. No broken windows. Paint seems to be holding up on the side. Could definitely be worse if we've seen that. Behind the house, we seemed to have had a very nice patio. May not be in its best state today, but it definitely was a beautiful spot. That's where the gutter came from. Now it looks like this. Now this door should open. Now, literally, the second you step into the basement, you are met with a few LEDs that are already on. And if you come over here to this pull cord, I bet it works. It does. The basement isn't sadly anything. Oh, there we go. It isn't sadly anything too crazy, but definitely still neat. Definitely still left behind. Close to what it was. Now, the second you walk in, you're immediately greeted with all those old textures on the walls, old wallpaper, and just much rustic detail that you normally wouldn't see anymore, even like this alarm. The second you enter the kitchen, you'll quickly find that majority of items are left behind. For example, if we come over here, we can literally see that the owners have left their phones. We are about to leave the kitchen if this doesn't turn on. Oh, it does turn on, great. Here's the home phones, still there. All these papers just sitting on their stove, waiting to be filed, and they never will be. Definitely wild. If we exit the kitchen and we go to the left before we enter the main house, we are also greeted with this very small room that is completely filled with seemingly fake flowers and little knickknacks. Look, a Barack Obama chia pet. So we've located a sealed Obama chia pet at the bando. Moving on, I believe this next space here would be the dining area, as they had the kitchen and there, and then they would usually eat over here, I would assume. Definitely wild. No idea what's up with this chair, but I do really like it. I love how it's designed entirely. That is really cool. It almost feels like you're sitting in a picture. If you turn directly around past all the knickknacks, you'll see that there is a massive grandfather clock staring right at you. And it is in good condition. Even look at how all the drapes are still set just how they were. Absolutely perfect. Not too sure why there's party hats, but if you look below those, you'll also find party poppers. So with the clues that we're given, we can definitely make an inference that there was a party held here near its official abandonment, which is definitely interesting. I am very curious as to who was having a party, what was the party for? Moving on from this room, we will be greeted with the main doorway to the outside in the front. Now this is just where I was in the beginning, except I'm coming from the opposite side. Now, as soon as you enter from the main door from outside, you are again greeted by another massive grandfather clock that is even taller than me, actually. It is almost touching the ceiling. And then, if you were to keep going, you are greeted by the staircase, and to the left is that dining room that we were just in, and then to the right seems to be a conference/workroom in here. Now, this one works. Yeah, no, doesn't work. So we have gotten a few lights on in this conference room here, and it is definitely a pretty room. It's still set up great, about no decay on the floor. Definitely a very nice spot. Everything is still organized, just how it was when it was left. Very, very, very satisfying. And if you now come over here, this seems to be some sort of work desk over here, and we do actually get some handmade seeming trinkets. Gotta remember to turn everything off, as you do not want to wake up in the morning being labeled as an arsonist on accident. We are now going to finally move into the lounge area that we have not been in yet. And the only sad thing about this area is there is no real light fixtures. It is all relying on lamps, and a fair amount of the lamps do not have bulbs in them anymore. Definitely sucks, but could be worse. In the back of this room, I found something that is definitely interesting. A bunch of awards as a judge is in here, which makes me think that the original owner was, you know what? Whoa! Moving from the downstairs to the upstairs, the second you get upstairs, you are met with the option of picking to go left right, and we are going to go right to start. Now, following the path we chose, going right, we are greeted with a bed that has a bunch of DVDs and just random stuff scattered on it. Books, bags, clothes, random stuff. Approaching this cabinet over here, we can actually see everything is just left as it was. And in this bedroom, there's also these wicked witches. I'm not sure why these are up. Maybe it was Halloween time when this was abandoned. Not exactly sure, but definitely strange to have looking at you while you're laying in bed. Now if you come to the window over here, you can actually see the entire driveway of where we came in, right from down there. To the next room. Hey, whoa. That's not very bright. Okay, so we have mass hordes of items in these closets. So much so that it's actually falling out. This one looks like sheets and blankets. Hopefully it doesn't fall on us. So now we're going to push down this hallway and see the bathroom. And it has minimal lights, as the rest of the house also has. I'm not really sure what's up with the trend of not using much light fixture in your house if it's colonial styled, but that's definitely a trend. Does the water work? No. Moving on from the bathroom hallway, we are presented with another bedroom here, and this one is seemingly the same situation. We have no light fixtures. I don't know why that's a trend. In this room, we do definitely get a small glimpse of decay, which is always nice to see, but in a respected manner. Too much can be too much. Something that I noticed that I have not seen much of this is actually a carpet painting. Hope you can see the texture in it. But that's not a painting, that's actually carpet. Definitely cool. Haven't seen much of that. Do like it. And next to that, we have a massive bookcase, never to be used again, per usual, on our bando trips. Moving on from the bedroom, closet behind me, and other bedroom over there, I have a big surprise for you guys. Another bedroom. This is definitely my favorite room out of the house because it has so much uniqueness inside of it. Like this dollhouse here. And we also have on the dresser what seems to be a pellet gun. And behind that we have some army memorabilia. And a cat photo. Nice. This closet in this room is practically full, and it is fairly organized well, which I have not seen much of throughout the house. Definitely still some clutter, but better than what we've seen. Not too sure why there's a knife on the dollhouse, but we won't worry about it much. And if we actually look into the dollhouse, the dolls are still set up, which is definitely wild. Okay, so moving on to one of the last rooms on the final floor, we now have, it seems, the upstairs living room, which is definitely colonial styled and definitely still pretty. We do have pictures on the wall in here, of course. Must be decorated. Got the girl in the chair. Whatever she's doing, but she's doing her thing, so we'll leave her be. And now we are going to move on to the next room. So this would be the final upstairs bedroom that is completely furnished, making it the 4th in the house. So this would be a 5 to 4 bedroom house, as one is not furnished. The sheets, the way they lie is literally if someone were to get up out of their bed and never come back. And this chair that sits aside the bed of someone that was most likely terminally ill, and then beside them sits a small TV. Like, this thing is literally as tall as the table.